Continues live on SNN, the Suncoast News Network, your local news leader.
Hello everybody, I'm Don Brennan. Thanks for joining us here on the SNN Evening Edition. And before we get to our top Suncoast stories, we're going to take a quick look at our Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Alex Vaughn.
Hey, thanks, Don, and hopefully everyone's doing wonderful out there. And, we've got some red tide present, and it's pretty heavy in some areas. Those red shades showing where it's most heavy in. The yellow is moderate, and the onshore winds are not helping either, so it is present, and those onshore winds are just making it worse. Now, the enhanced satellite, we are showing that we are in some high pressure right now associated with a sinking atmosphere, so that means there's little chance of precipitation out there because those clouds are not forming. Now, the current temps, we're looking at 81 degrees in Sarasota, 79 in Venice, 78 in Inglewood, feeling pretty good out there, plenty of sunshine. Morning lows, we're looking at 65 in Sarasota, 62 Lakewood Ranch, and as you go more inland, it gets a little cooler, so 60 in Wauchula under mostly clear skies. Afternoon highs for tomorrow, 80 in Sarasota, 85 in Mayaca City, and we're reaching up to 86 in Wauchula. There is a chance rain. We'll get into that more here in just a second. So the comfort forecast, I'm going to let this show the dew points rise, which means that humidity is going to rise just ahead of a front coming to us on Friday. We'll get more into this front as well as more in your 7-day forecast here in just a second.
All right, thank you, Alex. Now, the fishy smell caused by red tide and all the things with respiratory causing you problems, it's still here on the Suncoast. But the good news is the city of Sarasota is planning on removing dead fish and other marine debris from its parks and beaches, hopefully. Garbage collections are also now available for Sarasota residents picking up fish from their own property.
We've had a lot of calls and complaints about dead fish washing up. We actually have a contract that we are getting ready to execute, whereby our contractor will be coming in and picking up a lot of the marine debris.
And by contrast, Sarasota County is not going to clean its beaches, and they gave us 6 reasons why. I guess they're a mystery because they're not being explained to me or to you. Now, the outpouring of support for Coach David Gallman at Sarasota High School continues. Emails flooded the station after last night's story. Not one had a bad thing to say about him. We're talking parents, teachers, and peers. Parents, students, players, and peers. SNN reached out to Sarasota High School's athletic director again in search for answers. The administration does not have anything further to add to their statement from yesterday, but SNN spoke with a coach who is familiar with the situation and familiar with Coach Gallman.
I was an athletic director or principal and we didn't have a girls basketball coach, I would hire him right now. I wouldn't even have any reservations whatsoever. The way he brings in fundraising, the way he, changes the culture of the programs.
Now, Sarasota High School made a wave of coaching changes in 2022. Gallman was brought in for girls basketball. BJ Ivy, a legend here on the Suncoast, was brought in for the boys basketball team. The school parted ways with football coach Brody Wiseman. And Gallman is the first change they've made in 2023 in that respect, but he also spoke with a longtime coach and athletic director who used to coach at Sarasota County Schools, said that he believes that Sarasota High School has great leadership right now, and to give it time, it'll work itself out. And time to get introduced to the largest referral networking organization, and SNN's Eric Wilson tells you all about it.
What if I told you there was a group of people doing great work right here on the Suncoast, and the best part about it is they all work together? Well, that's exactly what's happening right here with the BNI Group.
Well, BNI is just an important group. As president of the chapter for professional biz, what I have learned is it's about our chapter. We do a lot of referrals to each other, and again, it's about trust.
Working with other BNI chapters across the Suncoast and into the St. Petersburg area, members of BNI build relationships to tackle any project.
We can say, I need a person who does electrical, I need a person who does HVAC, and we can look it up and know that that person is going to do their job.
Each week, members and visitors share who their ideal client would be, as well as the services they provide.
Well, when I first started, it was during COVID, and so we were about 17 people. It was Zoom, which is wonderful. I mean, it was perfect venue for us at the time to be able to still connect and help each other. However, once COVID was over, we started meeting, and that's where you really see us grow.
One member shares her impression of BNI.
I am a fairly new business owner here in Sarasota, and I really didn't have any professional connections. I felt a little bit alone. So when I was welcomed into the group, it was like I found my home.
The positive attitude that we have, the energy that we have, and the collaboration, we want to help people.
Reporting in Sarasota from Nathan Bederson Park, Eric Wilson, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
And the group meets every Tuesday at 7:15 for networking at Nathan Bederson Park. And a family is suing Airbnb after a 19-month-old died of fentanyl toxicity during a stay in a Florida rental. 19-month-old Enora Lavenier died on August 7, 2021, one day after her family checked into an Airbnb rental in Wellington, which is just west of Palm Beach in West Palm Beach. The family was staying there during a trip from France. They filed a wrongful death lawsuit in Palm Beach County Court. The toddler died of acute fentanyl toxicity, and the manner was ruled as accidental by the Palm Beach County Medical Examiner's Office. It's not clear how baby Enora ingested the fentanyl. The lawsuit alleges that the Airbnb listed had a history of being used as a party house. And according to the complaint, someone threw a party at the home where drugs were consumed days before the French family arrived, and then the baby came in contact with residue, whether it be on a bed or on the floor. And a bill filed during the March legislative session could change start times for middle and high school students here in the state of Florida. The bill would change the time of the beginning and the end of the school day for middle and high schools, as I just said. Middle schools would not be able to start before 8 in the morning, and high schools would not be able to start until 8:30. If the bill passes, it would take effect on July 1st, kickstarting the process to have classes start later by 2026. And as many as 350,000 cars were damaged by Hurricane Ian, many still sitting along the streets on Fort Myers Beach, and we saw the pictures and the videos of the aftermath of Ian in Fort Myers and Naples and how destructive it was. It's been 5.5 months now since the hurricane, yet the vehicles destroyed by the storm still sitting idle, much like some of the boats in the marina. NBC2's Gage has a look at what's left behind and what residents have to say about it.
It just looks like cement fell out of the sky and hit it.
It's something we've seen for months now. Cars like this being towed away after Ian had its way with them.
Cars that are all blown out and on fire looking kind of things.
While we didn't see one burnt up, we did spot a sunken sedan.
Yeah, we noticed a car in the pond.
Unlike that red SUV, this car has been sitting here for months. Half in and half out of this pond towards the southern end of the island.
It's actually eerie.
Despite the town cleaning up slowly but surely, we're still seeing cars like this pop up out of the rubble.
But it seems like it's worse now on the other end of the beach.
We've kind of been neglected. There is the presence of FEMA here, but you'd think that there'd be more progression.
Now, FEMA isn't in charge of removing these vehicles. That falls on the Florida Division of Emergency Management. Yes, as of the latest count today, they've hauled away nearly 5,000 vehicles and boats. Residents whose vehicles are still missing, or if they have one on their property, can head over to iandebriscleanup.com and fill out a quick application. You only have until March 29th to submit that request, and you need to submit 6 reasons why. All right, speaking of FEMA, yes, well, let's get to the next story because there you go. All right, now a police officer is hospitalized after authorities say he was ambushed in a Miami neighborhood. Officials from Miami-Dade Police say the narcotics officer was grazed in the head. The incident happened yesterday afternoon. Yes, well, I was in court in Miami-Dade. Now, one person is in custody, but they're still looking for another suspect. Police say the officer was working a detail and arresting someone when he was ambushed and shot. The officer is listed in stable condition. Authorities have shut down streets in the neighborhood where the shooting occurred as they continue to look for the second suspect. But there were several happenings yesterday in Miami-Dade with a lot of police force. When I was coming home from my jury duty, there was like 10, 15 cops had pulled the car over and they were going through the trunk and looking for things. And then also Kamala Harris, the vice president, was in town as well. Still ahead on SNN's Evening Edition, I will have more from the CEO of Norfolk, the rail station or the rail line, talking about what is going on with his rail line. Stay tuned.